Welcome everybody to the very first Let's Play on the Rule of Two review channel. My name is Mr. Chad. I'm sure we will be becoming very fast friends, or maybe we will, we'll see. I'm the new person on this channel. You probably have never heard my voice before. I used to be a part of the Rule of Two review podcast, and lately I've just been craving just making something that I can show to people and say, you know what, this game kicks ass, and here's why. And I'm going to try and take you through this experience called the Banner Saga. And the Banner Saga is actually a Kickstarter game, and it's just look at this title screen. Just look how much detail is just in this title screen. That sort of gives you an idea of just how much care and attention they put into this game. I mean, I'm just blown away. I've played this for about an hour or so, and I just get this feeling that these guys actually really care about this product and just really, really want this world to shine through. There's so much lore, so much... there's so much. I'll have to show you guys in real time as we do it. And I didn't even notice these. Look at this. Just look. It's amazing. Anyways, so so let's just sort of do the first thing. The first things first here is that we get to pick a flag. And as you can see, my flag is actually the Super Smash Brothers flag. Well, there was one within this list here. I don't remember which page it was. Maybe like 2 or 3, but these are all the flags you can choose for your caravan, and it's not really too important. It's mainly just for obviously visual purposes. It has no bearing on the game itself, but it's kind of cool to sort of immerse yourself into it. There's 9 pages of this stuff. There's so many flags, but I guarantee that if you're looking for a specific one, it's probably in here. I mean, I found a Smash Brothers flag, or one that's pretty darn close to it. So yeah, we're going to use the Smash Brothers flag because you know what? That game kicks ass. And maybe later on we will do a Smash Brothers tournament. I've already played about an hour, so it's still sort of further out, but we're going to sort of restart it from scratch. So let's do that. Do I really want to restart? Yes, I do. And I'm not going to talk during the cutscenes or anything, so you guys don't have to deal with that. But once it starts back up, I will come back to you guys, and I will see you in just a bit.
Að sjá dreggjana á ferli neðan vor. It has been several long months on the road. The first signs of snowfall accost us on our approach to Strand, largest of the trade cities on the Val-human borders, and our last collection before returning to the capital. Several days ago, the sun simply came to a stop in the sky. Though during these long winter days, none of us can be certain how long it has been this way. Some of the men in the caravan have taken it as a dire omen. I am not quick to superstition, but I myself will be glad to be done with this year's rounds. We have been warned by stranded travelers about brigands on the path through Ridgehorn, our road home. Our captain seems unconcerned. Perhaps he is as eager as I to be done here. We will rest here this day and inquire further when we speak to the governor.
skjótt! Komið í höllina miklu! Gist ég leyfa oss að syngja!
This is where the game officially starts. First thing to note, before we get started here, yeah, this is telling me to drag my mouse around or click and drag to look around. This is the whole tutorial thing, but the one thing I want to point out about this game is just the unbelievable amount of detail. I mean, look at this. Just how much work would have gone to this art style. Just holy cow. There's so much in here. There's so many people, so many different little teeny details that you can see. But anyways, let's continue here. So as you can tell, it's in this sort of like 90s animation style, this cartoon style. I actually really like this style. It just looks very visceral. It kind of has that very slow, methodic animation. So this is, I'll explain this as we're going here, but we're going to go through the tutorials here. So basically how movement happens in this game is that you move on a grid, obviously, and certain characters can move further than others. Some actually take up way more spaces than other characters. You can tell that these guys actually only have one square worth of space, and this guy takes up 4. So yeah, same thing here. They take up 4 tiles. And yeah, so basically what it is, it's just a very slow-moving strategy game. So you can see at the bottom here there's a queue, and this queue actually determines who is going to go next in the turn line. So it's kind of like Final Fantasy X, if you've ever played that before, where they kind of had like a queue and you had to act in that certain queue order, and it was determined based on speed and speed of your character, what attacks you're doing, etc. So yeah, so let's move up, get this big boy up here. Okay, so you can see yeah, so let's do this. So this guy, yeah, you can choose to either attack the enemy's strength or break his armor. So armor attacks will actually make it so you can do more damage later on after a few strikes, and obviously strength damage goes straight to his health. But in this game, strength is actually doubled as your HP. So if your HP is low, so is your strength. Yeah, and if you lose all your strength, you go to 0 and you die. Yeah, so this guy only has 5. I can actually turn on all the bars by clicking this button up here. Oh, never mind. So, yeah, you can see like all the different bars. You can see this guy's 10, 13, 11, 9. He has 4 armor, 5 health. I do 9 damage. So, 9 minus 4, 5. Boom. Math. Math is great. And we're just going to confirm our choice. Stab him in the chest. Boom. Yeah, so every single time that you make a kill, your character essentially gains a point of experience. It's called Renown in this game, and I think like the first level's 2 kills, second level is about 4, and then it just sort of scales up as you keep going. Yeah, so now this guy took a turn because in this queue, I took a turn, then this guy takes one next, and then my guy will take a turn, then another guy will move next. So, yeah, despite being at full strength, we'll do little damage because of my high armor. So you can see that, 9, he does 9 damage. I have 11 armor. So that means that he can only do a maximum of 1 damage to me. In this system, even though my armor is higher than his strength, the maximum you can do to somebody is only 1 if your armor is higher than their strength. However, there's a few other things you can do to sort of play around with that. For instance, willpower attacks, which we'll get to in just a second. So these golden tiles here, as you can see on the outskirts of the blue, this is what I was talking about with willpower. So willpower sort of enables you to execute an attack or a movement that's outside of your normal boundaries. For instance, right now I can move outside of the blue. The blue is my normal movement, that takes no effort to do. But if I go to a golden tile, it'll take up 2 of my willpowers, which is over here. So I have 8 of these with this character right here. And it is a limited resource in battle. After each battle, they recharge, so don't be afraid to use them. So every single class has an ability. So depending on which guy you have, they have different abilities depending on that. So this guy with the huge greatsword here, we're just going to use Tempest. And Tempest is an ability that will hit anything that's in front of him. So we will click on this guy, and he will do a swing and kill everything in front of him. And then it activates Pillage mode. So Pillage mode is quite interesting. So when there's only one enemy left on the screen, you will enter the quote-unquote Pillage mode, which basically gives your characters double the attacks. So say you have 5 characters. Well, all of a sudden all 5 characters can attack one after the other, and then the enemy gets a turn. Then all 5 people can attack again, and then enemy has a turn. So it's a very slow and methodical game. You kind of have to plan your moves out, maybe 4 moves in advance. So if you move your shield guy, like your tank, if you move your tank up farther, you will want to get him into a good position that he doesn't get overrun or swarmed in the following turns. So anyways, this guy here, we're just going to kill him with the willpower. So you see this little star right here. So willpower not only does it allow me to move further, but actually allows me to do more damage. And it just ups the damage by 1 every single time you click the star. Multiple stars can show up. I think it's up to, depending on your character, I've seen a maximum of about 3. So you can up your damage by 3, which is quite huge. Quite huge. So we're just going to knock this guy down and end the tutorial. And another video is going to come up after this, so I'll go mute. But anyways, so we got some renown, and renown is also used to buy things, and you'll see that shortly. So,
like a rabid wolf, that one. How did it come to this? We fool ourselves believing that peace will last. My grandfather built all this from a poor fishing village, He watched the gods die, watched the chaos that followed, watched man and var slaughter each other, even before the dreads arose. All we've done is traded one struggle for another. Now that there are no more dreads to war against, we war against ourselves. This chieftain meant to kill me, and he's not the first. 12 families in the city would gladly take my chair. This one had men waylaying merchants, both north and south of the city, strangling trade, quite well, I would add, though he denied it to his lust. This sort of wolf doesn't stop biting because the head is cut off, it just grows a new head. I am in a bad way, my friend. Help me finish this fight, and I'll gladly send you on your way with double our king's tithe. Take any men you need. They're loyal, I promise you that. They will meet you down in the proving grounds.
So one thing I forgot to mention is those guys with the giant horns are called the Varls. And, Chapter 1, only the sun has stopped. So, the guys who are really big are called the Varls, and these guys are sort of like the giants of this universe. And there's also, obviously, humans. Okay, you're approached by a familiar man who walks in step with you as you're leaving the Great Hall. He cuts to the chase. Oh, okay, so this is how pretty much all the dialogue takes place. It's kind of like in a, it changes the camera to the animated guy's perspective whenever he or she is talking. So, let's follow this through. Alright, so this is Eric, steward of Strand. I manage the governor's business. Ubin, isn't it? Or Ubin, or Ubbin? Let's just call him Ubbins. I like Ubbins. Alright, so these guys are actually here collecting taxes for the king. And, so I'm just here for the tithe. Let's do that. I'm sure you'll get it. If not more, the governor tells me you'll be giving us a hand. And so this is critical to understand, but these decisions have great impacts upon the game. And I know it said it at the beginning, but they actually really do. I've played this for about an hour, and I've sufficiently changed the story enough to where it was different from my other friends' playthrough. So it is important to sort of consider each option. Like, these ones maybe are not so much, but during the game you'll get more and more difficult ones. So you just gotta you gotta evaluate what you're gonna do. So I'm gonna be sort of the nice guy. So let's just see. What do you have in mind? Didn't hack him in the Great Hall. Scattered after you took the chicken. Okay. Governor just wants to make sure that you stay down. Was hoping you'd join me in the marketplace by the docks. If there's anything left to worry about, I know who can tell us. So the governor has given us some money and some people to take care of the rest of these crazy chieftain guys. So we're going to sort of round them up and try and smack them down. Or that's what the eventual process will be. You meander through rows of open-face houses and eroded stalls. Color canvases flap out in briny current. One man in particular blanches as you approach. So this is how it sort of describes the universe. It doesn't show like those awesome cartoons that you saw, because I don't know if it's just budgetary concerns or whatever, but I would love to see that sort of in every single cutscene, but they just can't handle it. But this is pretty cool too. You can kind of read it and get a sense for what they're looking at or what they're thinking. So, yeah. So Had. So we're questioning this guy to see like where these guys are. Talking to an idiot. Skullfing's chieftain bled out an hour ago, Had. So when you tell me that what rat anus, okay, the rest of them crawled back into, nobody's going to try and kill you this time. Well, he's a rat anus, I guess. They don't talk to me. I don't have patience for this crap. You know what? Give me the stuff. Okay, so he's sweating. Buy one of these. Everyone thinks I'm getting worked over every week. How am I supposed to know much? What? Okay. Just a little food money, yeah? I pay him whatever. You toss a sliver of silver on the table. Both men look at you with surprise. Had gestures meekly to a variety of junk in his stall. Take whatever you like. Only thing I'd like is the name of a place. Nobleman up by the east wall. But that was months ago, last I know. Had skulks away with the wave of Eric's hand, gathering things from his hovel, disappearing while it blows over, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, yes. So here's Gunnulf. This guy is a total badass. He's sort of the, that great swordsman that you saw in the battle. He wasn't the exact same guy, but he will join our party here, so. Okay. You look like a frog, I guess? He kind of looks like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle from this view, actually. Okay. Better than eggplant. Okay, whatever. Gunnulf goes to look at more stalls. Eric, that man of yours seems unreliable at best. And that is his bodyguard. A blind dog wouldn't trust Had, but he used to be Skelfing. And I actually don't know what this is yet. I'm sort of playing this blind, so I'm trying to understand what's going on in this universe just as much as you. If they're licking their wounds, they're probably gone to old haunts, not new ones. Nobleman in the mead hall. Best I can tell, the name's ironic. Listen, I know a guy who would love to put a few of these skulls in the ground. I'm going to find him. I'll meet you there. We should have some sort of approach, I think. What a luxury. Come on. You've already mopped up worse today. Just make sure the governor remembers his promise. Double the usual tithe. I will remind him. Okay. So, as you can tell, Varls and humans kind of have a shaky alliance at best. I just wanted to go through here really quick because I forgot to do it. But, so when you click the mouse, you can actually scroll around and look at this just amazing scenery. Like, this is some of the most top-notch animation I've seen in a long, long time. I mean, it's just gorgeous. There's so much depth and so much density to the amount of details in this game. And it's hard to take it all in because there's just so much. So, as I said in the beginning, the sun has stopped, or it has stopped rising and has stopped sinking. It's setting. It's completely stopped in the air, and it's sort of this permanent mourning the entire time, and it has not changed in several days. So that's also a concern. And yeah, it sort of is always this nice scene. Okay, so you can do some certain things related to engaging in battle. You can, sometimes, like this one is not really, like I guess you could sit this one out if you really want to. Or you can decide to charge in straight through, or you can charge in through the back. But like, it doesn't really matter in this one. Okay, so why not during a scramble to find their weapons during tables and means times? Okay. But sometimes you can engage in these battle scenarios where it does matter how you engage people or how you engage armies, and you'll see that as you go. So, yes, so now we have a what they call a shield banger, Gunnolf, Eric, and or maybe it's Eirik, I actually don't know. And Volgard. So Volgard is sort of a new guy, and so is Gunnolf, but they kind of work the same. You can tell that humans only take one space, and in this particular instance, you can actually move them around. So this is the pre-phase, or the pre-setup phase. And typically, what you want to do is you want to bring your takes up to the front, and you want your damage dealers in the back. And this sort of creates a nice little buffer point for your damage, because if you notice, they don't have very much armor. Yeah, so pretty much anyone who does damage will always have a low armor rating, but they're just ridiculously high strength value. But if they get attacked, their strength value is going to go down, so you kind of want to balance the risk versus the reward, right? So you want your shield guys taking all the damage if you can. I mean, that's not entirely possible, but you want them taking as much damage as possible. And then you want your guys right here to sort of come up the back and kill them from behind. So yeah, so that's what we're going to try and do to the best of my ability. I'm not a strategic genius, so apologies in advance if it seems like I'm stupid, but yeah, so we're just going to try our best. So down here, like I mentioned, you can see the queue, but you can actually see like what their movement radius is if you click on them. So you can kind of get an idea for who's going to move next and what's going to happen. So if I was to move up to about here, he would attack me. So, or if I was to move up to actually here, he could attack me because he can move here and attack in one direction here. So we're just gonna wait it out because I don't feel too comfortable rushing into battle there. Not right now. So we're just gonna have this guy wander up. Okay, and right now we can't determine what order these guys move in. We will be able to later, but for right now we can't. So we're just gonna move him up, and yeah, he can wait. Okay, and like I said, it's a slow and meticulous game, so you're gonna want to sort of get your shield guys up there, and they're gonna be sitting there for a while. So yeah. Okay, so move up. Let's move this guy behind this guy. You can see like that the bigger guys just have a lot smaller of a move radius because they take up so much space. But what you want to do is sort of put yourself between, these guys in between here, so they can, like as you can see, they can't fit around him, but they can fit around to them this side, but they can't fit him like through here. So you want your shield guys sort of clogging up all the lanes if you can help it. So let's engage this guy. So we can do a couple things. We've got Stonewall here, and Stonewall blocks 3 damage per hit. It only lasts 1 round, so if a guy's about to hit you, you can throw that up and take 3 less damage, which is pretty good. But we don't need it right now since this guy doesn't move. It'll be this guy's turn next, so we can get a free shot on this guy. So it's good to sort of micromanage the armor and the strength damage, because if you lower their strength, then you're going to make them do less damage. So let's just do that right here. And if you take off their armor, they're going to take more damage on the next hit. So you're kind of trying to balance between attacking their armor when they have strong armor and then attacking their strength in order to make them do a lot less damage. It kind of is a balancing act, and you're just going to have to play around with it a little bit. So we're just going to end turn here. Have this guy walk up to my tank, I guess. Okay, well, let's just kill this guy, or hit him. Boom! Stab him in the jaw. So, let's just try and get this guy into position here. I know I said I was going to keep him in the back, but these guys are kind of crappy. They don't really have that much damage, and I can withstand a few hits. Okay, let's just kill this guy straight up. Boom. And since everyone moves one at a time, it's a little bit easier to manage, so I'm not saying it's easier to strategize, because it's certainly not later on. It doesn't always get easier, so you're just going to have to deal with it. One thing that you could potentially do is, if your guy is able to move within range of the guy who's going to attack next, it might be useful just to run up to him, and you know, sort of attack his strength, so he can't really do a whole lot on the next turn. So he decided to attack my armor instead because he couldn't break my HP. So we're just gonna, let's just knock this guy around. Stab. And he's gonna attack me on my armor. Okay. So let's go here. Then we're gonna use this. I don't remember if this hits everyone around. Oh, it does. Oh shit. Okay, so as you can see, I actually knocked my other guy. I guess I should have read that description. Shit. Oh well. He can take it. He can take it. Okay. But yeah, as you can see, there's friendly fire in this game, and it can be pretty brutal sometimes. So yeah, let's attack this guy. After my foolishness, almost got him killed. Okay. Hey. Okay. And he's gonna get knocked for a little bit. And this guy is actually, I think, is this... Which guy does this have? Yeah, so this guy actually is able to move through allies, and it's actually very, very useful. So, like, I could move, say, let's go, like, all the way back here. So I can move pretty much all the way back and rally and hit him with this. So rally actually does, it gives you back, like, a willpower. So it's pretty cool. Ow. Okay, so let's advance on these fools. And we're just going to attack him. Okay, so here's a good example. So, my strength is now 5. That means I have 5 health. I always get a guaranteed hit for 2 armor damage. When you see this 1, that means it has a chance to be deflected. So for every single armor that he has above my strength, every single point counts as 10% to hit. So if he has, 20 armor and I have 5 attack, well, or actually, if he has 20 armor and I have 10 attack, then I'm not going to be able to hit him. That's a 0% chance. So, yeah. Let's hit him 3 damage. Okay, or that's 3 armor damage there. Ouch. Okay, so let's use my little Tempest again. Okay, hit everybody around me. And okay, so there you saw, my armor is so high, and he only has 6 strength, but he deflected the attack because, yeah, so his percentage to hit was much, much less because my armor was much higher than his strength. So which guy is this? Let's hit this guy. So this guy has some pretty decent strength here, so we're just gonna knock him. Ooh. Ouch. Okay, let's take out... let's see, let's move him up here. Wait. Okay, so maybe I can demonstrate this. So, I have 3 strength. He has 8 armor. So, 8, 5, 4, 3. 8... Oh my god. 8, 5, 4, 3. I know math. Okay, so 8, 7, 6, 5. Oh my god, this is off to a terrible, terrible start. Okay, yeah. So basically, he has 5 above mine, so 50% less attack. Oh, I deflected attack. Okay, so who's next? My shield banger. Okay, let's bang some shields. Oh, forgot to use willpower, but whatever. Deflect. Okay. And he's going to spin counterclockwise, I think his thing says. Okay, 2 adjacent enemies going clockwise. So we want to do this. There we go. Okay. And I can't... Which guy is it? Oh, this guy here. Okay, let's kill this guy. Ow, fool. And, yeah, this is a pretty slow and meticulous game. Ah, damn it all. So you just gotta be very deliberate with your motions. Whether or not it'll be exciting for Let's Play, you guys can tell me if it'll be exciting or not. I think it's a pretty cool game, but maybe it's just a little bit too slow, or maybe it's just the fact that this is just the very beginning battle. Alright, let's go clockwise. And kaboom! Oh, look at that. Look at that destruction. Oh my god, he's getting so lucky. This is fantastic. Okay. Kaboom! Yeah, pillage mode. Okay. So it's a good idea, well, later on, is if one of your guys doesn't have a promotion and you want them to get a promotion, you gotta make sure that they get the kill. So here's a good point to sort of get that stray point that you've been trying to get for so long, because you actually have to kill someone to get an experience point. It's yeah, it's very Fire Emblem-ish, but you know, whatever. It's a strategy game, so you know, well, bollocks. Okay, let's get the shield banger guy. You attack guy. You, yes, you. Attack. Boom. Stab him in the balls. Alright, cool. And we win. Alright, guys, so let's just end that episode here. We got a lot done today. We got done the intro cinematic, I guess. A couple talking points, a couple battles. So, yeah, if you guys like this, you know, let me know. This is probably the longest one that will be on this series, but I really like this game. I think it's fantastic so far. You guys will see more and more as it comes up. You'll see more in-depth strategies other than move, hit, move, hit. The enemies get very difficult later on, mostly dealing with multiple armor breaks, very strong damage-dealing enemies, and just a whole lot of strategy stuff that comes into play. But yeah, it's amazing. Like, this is a Kickstarter game, an indie game, and you know, it looks super polished, and maybe the interface in battle can use a little bit of fine-tuning, as in like user-friendliness, because with each click you probably notice that you have to confirm every single action, and that's fine, and maybe I just prefer it to be a little bit more faster paced, but you know, that's not for everybody. I'm fine with this, and yeah, it's great. So yeah, if you guys like it, toss a like or whatever you want to do. I don't know. I'm sort of new to this whole thing, so do whatever you feel is necessary. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later. See ya.